Valves Pro is Native Instruments' newest plugin, so let's talk about it. So it's been a couple months since Native Instruments dropped a new plugin and a couple months since I've dropped a new video, so I'm excited to show you Valves Pro. So this is the type of plugin that I love taking a look at because it fits right into the type of music that I truly enjoy creating, that orchestral or background type of music. So I'm really excited to show you what's different from the original Valves, so let's just jump into it. I'll drop a link down in the description if you want to pick this up for yourself, but right off the bat you can see that it is 15% off until August 17th, so you're going to save about 50 bucks. So that's good to know right off the get-go, but what's different? So the first thing you'll notice right off the bat is it has two new playing styles. We have solo instruments and we have the ensemble. Now the ensemble is different from the original Valves because now it's not just that different instruments playing different patterns so you get those backgrounds. Now you can truly play it like an arrangement, like a true ensemble. Maybe you want pad type of sounds. You'll see when I show you. And just like the original Valves, you do have that player portion. So if you do use Valves, that's going to be pretty familiar to you. If you're wanting a true comparison of what is different, you can go right to the website here and click the compare. Now let's go take a look at the actual plugin. First, let's take a look at the ensemble patch. So right off the get-go, listen how good this sounds. I love when a plugin sounds good right out the box and you don't have to do a lot of tweaking. So the first way that you can change sounds is clicking the little preset type button right here. And so we have two options. We can change the articulation and we can change the way the mixer sounds. It essentially is just adding different effects to give you different vibes. So let's say I'm looking for some crescendo type of sounds and I want it lo-fi warmth. Pretty cool. If we move down here, we can see what each individual instrument is doing. This is also the place where I can mute different instruments, solo them, straight up turn them off, or change what they're doing articulation wise. So here we can see that the tuba is doing a crescendo of 1 bar. We got the swell 1 bar, the trombones crescendoing 1 bar, a decrescendo, the French horn for 1 bar, and then the flugelhorn, we got a crescendo of 1 bar. Let's say I want that French horn not to be doing the decrescendo, doing something different. So I'll click the little magnifying glass, and now I have a list of different articulations I can choose from. Maybe I want that to be more of a sustain. So I can go over to long, and then maybe I will click this sustain vibrato. I'll solo this out. And now that's the only thing that's changed. All the rest of the instruments are going to be doing the crescendos. So there's really infinite ways that you can change this. Another easy thing to do is to be changing the key switches here. Now you can use the keys down here if you're using Contact, or you can click the arrows. Now another thing I really like is I can drag this note here, and now I can have it be really any key switch that I want. It makes it a really easy way to customize. That way, if you're constantly switching in between a couple articulations that you want, you can easily be switching instead of maybe it's C to C. It just makes it really easy if you're really trying to get that live play feel. Now, if we move over here, I can individually change some of the effects that are on each instrument. So maybe I wanted the orchestral mixer preset there, but it has too much reverb, or I just want to make some changes. That's what we're going to be doing that with the main effects. And then if I click the settings over here, I can turn off the auto divisi. I can change some different parameters there. Now, the auto divisi is really great because it doesn't matter where you're playing. It's going to automatically play the instruments kind of in the ranges that they should be played. That's super beneficial if you're like me and you don't really know where certain instruments are supposed to sit. But with it turned on, you can only play one note at a time in a legato type of fashion. which is great if you are doing melody line. If I do want to play two notes, I'm gonna just turn off the auto divisi. So maybe I want to play two trombones in a pad type of fashion, like would possibly be in an orchestral piece. So I'll solo the trombone. Here, I'm gonna want some type of sustain. Let's try the portamento. And now with the auto divisi turned off, I can play a few trombones in a pad-like fashion. Before I show you the other two play modes, there's two other quick things to show you on the user interface. One, we can click this true range button, and then it does just that. It shows you the true range of the instruments and kind of limits you there. And then we have two sliders down here. The character is gonna just change the character of the sounds, and then dynamics is automatically tied to the mod wheel over here. Now when we move over to the player, if you're an original Valves user, this is going to be pretty familiar to you. We can click the preset here, and then I can filter out the type of sound I want. Maybe I want to make sure that it's a full section, 4/4. I like atmospheric, calm type of sounds, and we want to make it wet and saturated. And then here we go. Now I can just play chords and it'll just do some auto patterns. At the bottom here, we have a physical depiction of what each instrument is doing. And if I want a closer look, I can click this icon here. This is fully customizable. I can change the type of sound, how long that sound's in there. I can add different rhythms, different, drag. It's just, you can do absolutely anything with the pattern here. I believe down here is where you have different pattern variations, and you can have it switch in between those. So here's A. Move over to B. And C. But I can also drag in between. Maybe I want a blend of A and B there. Lastly, let's move over to the solo instruments. I think they sound absolutely phenomenal, and it is the main reason why I was so excited to get this. Listen to this flugelhorn right out the box. Of course, different articulations. So maybe I just want to move this up to C0 and move this up to C#0. Now I can easily switch between the two. Now if I want to change the solo instrument, I can click the magnifying glass and let's hear the French horn. This virtuoso mode is pretty cool. If I click the three dots here, you can see what essentially this is now doing. It's using the velocity of how I press to do different articulations. I can change velocity wise where this happens. So if you're anything like me, I want to know how it sounds in an actual production. So I made a little mini mock-up of a soundtrack type of song. I wanted to share with you so you can see how I implemented it into some other music. So let's take a quick listen. Let's start off with this solo flugelhorn. And then when I took the auto divisi off, I was able to play these two trombones. Now when I went into player mode, you see I picked this nearly there, and I just have the tuba and the euphonium going, if I said that word right. And then back to the ensemble, I just made a nice background pad with the horns. Now let's hear just the horns before I show you other elements in there. How dope and good does that sound? You know, I had to get back to Contact 7 because I love the cello sound in the orchestral section of there. Before I show you the whole track, if you want to go pick it up, I'll leave a link down in the description. It is an affiliate link, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. And until August 17th of 2023, you can get 50 bucks off while it's on sale. So I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed getting a look at Valves Pro. Here's what I came up with, and I'll see you next time.